sports fans, Coach Nick here, and welcome to bBULL Breakdown. My head is spinning right now after all the trades that are going down, and they keep coming in. First of all, Melo to the Knicks. I've been saying this is going to happen for all season long. I thought it was a sort of an preordained by the league to get more marquee players in New York. And I have to say, I think the Denver Nuggets will be good. They're only a half game out of fourth place, and there's no reason in my mind they won't maintain that or even get that fourth place slot in the Western Conference. They're getting a lot of scoring and a lot of assists and a lot of rebounds back. And Chauncey Billups is going to be the one thing that's going to probably hurt them the most because he had a lot of leadership. That said, we just found out Derron Williams got traded, which makes no sense to me. First of all, you have Jerry Sloan going from getting an extension to getting fired as far as I'm concerned the next week, and then all of a sudden Derron Williams is being traded. So something's up with that. Someone explain that to me because it's just all wacky, and I think that Derron Williams must have done something so wrong in this whole thing that Utah was willing to just get rid of him because they value character a lot more than other teams. That said, let's get to the Bulls versus the Hornets first. The Bulls were able to keep Chris Paul and West in check, and their bench came through as it has been all year. We start by showing how Boozer doesn't help on this curl for Deng. Deng is pursuing hard on Thornton, and Boozer should be stepping up to help out on that curl. Instead, he sinks down low and lets Thornton get right to the basket. Here's a great play by Thibodeau. They're going to screen Boozer, who is the screener. That way there will be no hedge on Rose. Korver's man has to step up and help out on Rose's penetration, leaving Korver wide open for a three. Same exact play, but this time Rose goes to Boozer for a wide open jump shot. The Hornets don't play this very well. West does not hedge on Rose and then doesn't really play defense on him either, allowing Rose to hit that crazy floater. The Hornets do run some pretty nice team offense. Here they hit pinch post and do a split in the corner, back out to Chris Paul at the three-point line. Derrick Rose cannot go underneath this screen because Paul is too good of a shooter from three. Here's that same offense Korver screening for Boozer, but watch how Ariza gums up the works by standing over there and taking away the middle. It forces a near turnover. Ultimately, the Bulls get out of sync, don't get a very good shot here, and all because Ariza got in better position on the weak side. Here's what happens when you don't execute on offense. Deng is going to miss a down screen for Rose. He's also going to miss a cross screen for Boozer. And when Boozer comes, Rose is not going to wait for the screen, and they don't get any benefit from the attempted screens. As a result, the ball gets back into Boozer, but they're in position on defense, and they miss the shot. With Korver, Boozer, and Thomas in the lineup together, their transition defense suffers. Watch how Korver is going to try and get Deng to switch out on his man because Korver was back first, and Deng can't get there in time to pick up the three-point shooter. Watch Deng's effort on the weak side. He keeps Thornton in front of him, he pursues hard, and then blocks his shot. This is shades of Scottie Pippen. With Kurt Thomas in there as a band-aid, low-post offensive players can have their way with him down there. Former Bull Aaron Gray is getting a shot here, however he's not helping himself by doing a bad closeout, leaving his feet and letting Thomas get an open jump shot. On a sideline screen and roll, watch how the Bulls defense attempts to keep the Hornets on one side of the court. They will completely force to the baseline, not let him out, and they get a tough shot that misses. Boozer won't play it the same way, instead doesn't hedge, and here he's going to get stuck watching the ball, loses contact with his man Aaron Gray, who then gets positioned for a layup. The Hornets do pretty well in the screen and roll defense, but watch West. He comes over to help when they don't need him to help, and as a result, Bellinelli has to guard two guys in the perimeter, and Bogans keeps his hot streak going. Bogans must be hearing the trade rumors because he's been more aggressive on offense lately. He'll get the ball in the wing and turn the corner. Aaron Gray goes the wrong way for a step, and is too slow to recover. Derrick Rose's jump shot has improved so much that you can't do anything about it when he rises up and shoots a quick catch-and-shoot three. Asik has been doing very nicely and getting better and better. He hustles to the boards, keeps balls alive, and then get fouled on shots like this and make the free throws. The difference between last year and this year's Bulls is that they play together like a team. They make plays that all fit together like a puzzle. Here, Brewer makes a beautiful block. Deng picks it up, finds the open man, and hits Watson, who gets his man up in the air and splashes the three. With Brewer and Taj Gibson in there together, you have a potent defensive lineup that's going to put pressure on the ball, help out, and rotate correctly. Look at how Gibson really hedges hard. Then you have Thomas rotating over nicely. With a good athlete in Watson, suddenly Korver isn't such an eyesore on defense, and they make it really tough for the Hornets to score. a crucial part of the fourth quarter, and watch how bad Ariza is on this nicely designed play by the Bulls. He'll completely lose Korver on the weak side double screen. Although the pass doesn't work, they don't get the shot. Now it's all downhill for the defense for the Hornets as Korver gets penetration, and they don't, even though they missed the easy shot, Brewer is there for the putback. Watch CJ Watson's defense on Chris Paul on the weak side. He bodies him up, he tries to take away the cuts, he knocks him down, maybe not a foul, and then he continues to be pesky, chasing around screens, getting help from Thomas, and then cutting him off on the drive and pressuring the miss. Here's why the Bulls are so good. It's crunch time in the fourth quarter, and guess what? Rose is resting on the bench because Watson's playing well, and here they get that nice curl by Korver right to Taj Gibson for a dunk. Game over. Next up, let's talk about the Bobcats and the Bulls. Now this time, the bench did not come through as much as they had been, but the starters really played well, and especially Luol Deng. He seemed to be everywhere on the court, making plays left and right, and leading the team in scoring and point differential. Problems from the beginning with Boozer on defense in transition. Here his men will screen, he will not hedge at all and be way out of position, and that lets Augustine get all the way around the lane. Now the Bulls are out of position on defense and scrambling. Watch Boozer as Deng is doing his best to help out. Boozer should be helping out and rotating on Kwame Brown. Instead, he stands on his man on the weak side and they let him get a dunk. Charlotte's defense let the Bulls pass the ball anywhere they wanted to all night, which is not a good idea if you want to stop anybody. Here, you could have had a back door with Rose, but instead he gets a screen and roll and hits a nice little jumper. Sometimes Derrick Rose gets going a little too fast. Here he tries to split the pick and roll, loses his balance, and as normally happens, the other team's going to race down. Bogans does not hustle back, and Augustine gets a wide open shot in the corner. Same play for Rose here, and the same kind of turnover. Rose leaves his feet way too often on the drive, but sometimes his teammates don't help. Deng should move to the corner or cut to the basket. Instead, he stands there, leaving Rose no alternative but to throw it away. And here's an instance where he gets up in the air with no pass and then throws it away on his own. Derrick Rose's field goal percentage gets to be a little bit low sometimes, but plays like this, where he goes to the basket and miss, are almost like assists for him. He compacts the defense so much that his other teammates will get a lot of easy shots like this. Another reason why his percentage was low in this game was that his teammates were passing up shots they should have taken. Here he sets up Boozer nicely, who doesn't shoot it. There, Bogans has a nice open three, doesn't take it. And guess what? The shot clock is running down, and Rose has to throw up a tough shot. There are times when Rose falls in love with that little floater he likes to shoot instead of just shooting a nice easy jump shot. Here's a perfect example. Rose is at his best in the transition when they set a quick screen for him and he can go right to the basket for a layup. Do you want to know why Ronnie Brewer is a horrible shooter? His elbow sticks out, his left thumb pushes in the ball. But look at Ashik, he keeps the ball alive, gets the rebound, and the ball comes back to Brewer for a little open jump shot on the baseline. Like I said before, the Bulls are a team and they make plays together. Here, Gibson with a beautiful block, a great outlet pass to Watson, who then finds Deng open for a three. This is team basketball at its best. Compared to Thomas, Ashik's defense in the post is a lot better. He's got longer arms, he's quicker, and he can bother players a lot easier. And on defense, he's getting a more savvy. After the screen, he dives to the basket, gets great position, holds his ground, and even finishes on the little hook. Let's talk Taj Gibson. The Bulls don't want to part with him, and here's good reason why. Fresh into the game, he's cold, but his hands are active, he gets a steal, feeds Rose, who then gets Deng. Everyone's involved in the game. Deng is already on his way to having a great game, all because of Gibson's steal. And Gibson might not have his number called very often, but he crashes the boards hard and can put the ball back very well. To show you how tough he is, he gets his shot blocked. Nice play by them. However, when they race back down the court and Livingston does a nice move, who's there? Yeah, Taj Gibson to block that shot to lead to a fast break, and then Deng gets a nice open three. This is why Deng is having a great game and a great season. Watch him take the ball to the basket past Jackson and then finish over Nazim Muhammad. His biggest improvement is on the pull-up jump shot, and here he's been nailing it all season long. And he's been playing all-star caliber defense with sheer effort and hustle. Look at that steal, that ices the game. And lastly, let's go to the Bulls versus Spurs. Tony Parker had a pretty good game, in fact a great game for him, but he was eclipsed by Derrick Rose, who went off big time and controlled the game on both ends of the floor. That said, the Bulls were able to take control of this game when Rose was not playing, and their bench is really sticking together, playing great team defense, great team offense, and they're going to challenge the Celtics and the Heat in the second half of the season. Bogans was glued to Ginobili as much as he could be, forcing him into a lot of bad shots like that. Manu realized the best way for him to score was early in the offense before the help could come. The Bulls were fortunate as Bogans goes underneath the screen, giving Manu a wide open three that he misses. And Deng goes on the wrong side of the screen, giving Manu another wide open three that misses. This is what Coach Thibodeau has done for the defense. In transition, they pick up the ball, they get in position to stop everybody. Watch Asik as he battles with Duncan, forcing him to catch the ball way outside instead of on the low block. Now they're operating out of the offense from way higher than they wanted to be. Asik helps out again, then he gets back on his man, and there is Taj Gibson to block the shot. Manu was the focus. As you'll see on this shot, there are 3 Bulls around him trying to stop him, ignoring their own men. Watch how after this amazing save by the Spurs, you'll see Deng chase Manu all the way to half court. This is wearing him out for sure, because when he makes his move to the basket, he's going to lose the ball. No question it has to do with the pressure they're putting on him, and he misses the tough shot. While Rose had a monster game, Tony Parker also had a great game, getting a steal from Kurt Thomas, who had the ball on top, not a great idea, and getting a layup. And Thomas has a lot of trouble on these screen and rolls because there's no way he's stopping Parker on that drive. However, Thomas is in better position and Rose hustles and forces that miss. Parker tries to get a foul call on Rose, but being home, they don't call it. They race down, and that allows Deng to get going, pulling up on the break, which he's doing great this year. And his defense is a lot like Scottie Pippen, dare I say it. Watch him help out in the low post, get his hand in there, and get a steal. And Deng has developed a post game. Look at this fadeaway. A total breakdown on defense for the Spurs as they do a screen and roll and end up having DeJuan Blair trying to stop Rose. No way. Bottom line is, you got to blast Derrick Rose with a double team out of the pick and roll if you want to stop him. Get it out of his hands or else he'll do this. Again, you'll see Derrick Rose get in the air and then find an open shooter for a 3. I don't recommend it, but if it works. How many smaller guards do you know that can get to the basket and finish and one against big guys? You'll see the Spurs try and force him sideline, taking away the middle, but you give him that much room, he'll slice right in there for a layup. Here's where Tim Duncan looks old. He doesn't move at all, as you'll see Rose go to the baseline and then pull up for a bank shot. But here's the thing, Rose is not even in there with 10 minutes to go in the 4th quarter, and they're going to have Watson get right to the basket against the #1 team in the league, mind you, find Brewer, who gets a dunk and extends the lead. The same team stops them, comes right back down, putting intense pressure by getting a screen and roll. Even though they missed, there's Gibson for the dunk. If you play hard and smart enough, you get some luck. The ball gets knocked away, and Manu's going to dive after it, putting him out of position. Guess who gets it? His man Deng, who nails a 3. With 3 starters on the bench, the Bulls are hammering the Spurs. Deng has long arms and really can pressure Manu into a miss there. And when they come right back down, Rose is going to find Deng on the wing. He penetrates easily and then dishes off to Taj Gibson, who finishes nicely. And the Bulls are relying on their team offense with movement and passing and cutting. And here you'll see Rose get set up from the weak side, and Taj Gibson's going to hit him nicely on a backdoor cut for a nice little floater bank shot. End of story. So there you have it, sports fans. As we speak, Noah has already gotten 13 rebounds in 16 minutes in the game tonight. He is going to solve so many problems for the Bulls. He's going to cover for Boozer on defense, get more rebounds, get Thomas to the bench where he belongs. I have to tell you, I don't see the Heat beating the Bulls in a 7-game series because no one's going to be able to guard Derrick Rose for the Heat. No one. He'll be able to go off. It's just going to be an interesting series. I don't see the Heat winning. And in fact, I see them challenging all the way up to the top, to the Boston Celtics. It'll be a great second half of the season. I can't wait to see how all these trades shake out and what it means to the Eastern Conference. But make no mistake, the Bulls are contenders, and they're contenders right now. Well, thanks for joining us. Stay tuned for lots more on bBULL and bBall Breakdown and the Heat Breakdown. Our hiatus is over, and we're going to get things going for the rest of the year. So don't miss out on anything with Coach Nick and with all of our channels. Because don't forget, they're not channels, it's also a conversation.